Well, now it's time to meet with an non-stop day. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Geek World Radio. So, some of you out there might be video game experts, but for those of you who feel totally lost in the video gaming world, this episode is for you. Welcome to part 1 of our new series, Video Gaming 101 for Parents and Noobs. So this episode, we're going to start off with the complete basics.
Yes.
This show is about video game genres.
It's so true, Anime. There's a bunch of video game genres out there, just like movies, just like books, just like music. But we're going to talk about some of the major ones that you've probably heard of, or your kids are definitely playing. Mm-hmm. So the first genre we're going to talk about is the action genre. Now, this is definitely the biggest for all video games.
Absolutely.
Okay? Most of the huge games that come out every year that make a ton of dough are action games. Whether it be Call of Duty, Halo, Grand Theft Auto, all of these games will be in the action genre. Mm-hmm. Now, action is the big umbrella genre, and there's a bunch of subgenres, too. The first one that's really popular is the shooter. Now, the shooter genre itself has a ton of other subgenres, but basically you're a person with a gun shooting at a bunch of bad guys.
Now, one of the most popular kinds of shooters is the first-person shooter, or FPS. That looks a little like this.
Where you at, Anime? I hate freedom, and puppies, and rainbows! Uh-oh.
So another really popular type of action game is the fighting game. Games like Super Smash Bros. Or Street Fighter. What they generally are is two guys in a room having some sort of battle, often without weapons, and it looks something kind of like this.
I've spent 10 years on a mountaintop learning every form of kung fu created by man and beast. So the next genre is the adventure genre. Now this is different from the action genre because essentially there really isn't as much conflict. You're not running around with a gun shooting zombies or bad guys. Basically just you and a friend are walking around this mystical world, having an adventure and solving puzzles, and it's so beautiful. Some of the examples of the adventure genre are Journey and Myst, and here's what they look like.
Gee, friend, it's certainly been great going on this adventure with you.
Indeed.
Well, the next step on our treasure map says that we have to pick 30 flowers.
Yay!
So oftentimes, these two genres mix, making the action-adventure genre. These are games like Uncharted and Assassin's Creed. These are games where you go running around a world, having adventures, and getting into lots of fights.
Exactly. Alright, now it's time for the lightning round. This is a few genres that are really easy and self-explanatory, so I'm going to talk about them really quick. There's the sports genre. These are games like Madden and FIFA and Gran Turismo. Then there's the puzzle genre. You played Tetris, right? A little bit of Angry Birds, that's part of it too. And then also there is the music genre. Little Guitar Hero, Little Dance Dance Revolution. You know what it's about. And then of course there is the party genre. These are the games that a bunch of friends in one room, they're all playing to like get a bunch of tokens and stuff like that. Like Mario Party. There you go.
Wow, lightning round. So next up are strategy games. Strategy games are all about building up and planning in order to fend off some sort of opposition. It's a lot like the old game Risk.
Exactly. And I think that one of the big ones for that is StarCraft. It's so big, in Korea they have like stadiums filled with people watching the best StarCraft players. It's crazy.
Another type of game is the simulation genre. These are games like SimCity or Farmville, where you're pretty much just building up a world around you and nothing really much is happening. I mean, your farm is growing, or your city is bustling.
They also have the life ones like The Sims, where you can have an apartment and have friends and make babies, and it's like the real world, but not.
Yeah, you're in control of everything. It's kind of like you're playing God.
Exactly, and on the other side of that, there are these vehicle simulators too, like you can learn how to fly a plane, or you can learn how to drive a tank. If you're one of those people who are like, hey, I would like to do that. You can.
Wow.
Maybe your plane is upside down because Denzel Washington is drunk and high. You can be the one to step in because you played a flight simulator.
Yeah, it happened on Snakes on a Plane.
Exactly. Good work, guys. Good work. Video games, do save lives. So there's a lot of different genres out there, and we're only talking about the major ones. So the last one we're going to talk about are RPGs, which are role-playing games. Now this is a very important genre of video games, and mostly because of the freedom that it entails. Essentially, you create your own character, you name him, you pick the look, you pick the powers, and then from there on, you kind of go and have your own adventure. You're not stuck in one storyline the game has provided for you. You can kind of run around and do what you want to do, and you can level up, and it's just an awesome form of gameplay. And on top of that, RPG has a major subgenre called the MMORPG, which stands for
Massively Multiplayer Online Role-Playing Game.
Nice work, anime. Exactly.
You.
I'm sure all of you have heard of World of Warcraft. It's essentially the same idea as what I've already talked about, except you're in this world full of other people playing online. So instead of just running into computer programs, you're running into other people and interacting and working together or fighting. And it's kind of a big, life-sucking thing, but it's also kind of awesome. So, you know, that's how people get addicted to it.
And that looks something kind of like this.
Well, I figure I should tell you at this point that even though I am a Kung Fu Panda in this world, I'm actually a Victoria's Secret model in the real world.
Well, you know, I might be an enchanted cat pig here, but in real life, I'm actually a center for the Knicks.
Score!
So that's it for part 1 of Video Gaming 101 for parents and noobs. Hope you'll check back and see when the next episode of the series comes.
Which will be at some point, you know, we'll get to it, but we're a little busy playing video games. Either way, thanks so much for watching this episode of Geek World Radio. Make sure to watch us next week on Wednesday. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but I bet it will be awesome. If you want to listen to us on the radio, we're on every week on Indie 100 and The Point.
Plus, you can get in touch with us by sending us an email to geekworldradio@yahoo.com and checking out our website, geekworldradio.com.
All right, guys, have a great week. Bye!
Well, now it's time to loot with an non-stop day. It's safe to say we'll have some fun today on Geek World Radio.